Today I'm going to give a rundown on my line notes formatting, how they work, and how to create your own. While the setup can take some time depending on what you want from your line notes, the end result is a faster way of taking line notes during a rehearsal. First, we'll go through an already created line note template I have. At the top, you'll see the title of the show, and underneath, whatever that line note is for. And then to the left, you'll see a key for what each letter in the notes column means. This makes it easier for you to quickly mark what was wrong with the line and helps the actor understand the note. Continuing down the sheet, we have 5 columns for character names, page numbers, lines, notes, and a column for if the line was called for. They're pretty self-explanatory. You just fill in each column as you're doing the line notes. For the line notes themselves, as you can see here in this sheet, I like to type in caps lock. It saves me time trying to capitalize and use punctuation. And to show where the error was made, as you can see here, I changed that part of the text to red. To make it easier to read, I use conditional formatting to color code the different notes, so you can see in this column here. You can also color code the character names, so this gets harder to color code with larger casts. So, for example, if the line note was that the actor changed a word, you would put in WW for wrong word, and then that box would go change to blue. And it would do this every time you input WW to make it easier to see what the note is, and the color association helps the actor remember what it is as well. Let's see here, I can pull up my conditional formatting so you can see how each initial or 2 letters has a color, and it would run down the entire box. So anytime you would input one of these, it'll change the full box to that color. Right, and moving on to creating one from scratch. I like to start with cutting down the number of columns we have along the top. It gives me less to look at and it's easier to work. So we're going to start by doing that, and you would just go and click up here, and then you would go to this box here and type H through Z to select H through Z, then delete. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. So now that we have this, I'm going to use a merge cell along the top to create a row to put my name and a spot to put the date. I'm going to use these cells, these rows, to just create little buffer lines, and that will work with these 5 rows here. So like I said, we're going to put in my name up here, since I'm the one who created it, and then my email. And over here, we're just going to put a date. And you can format these however you want to fit how you want it to look or what you need. So then we're going to go down a row, and just like I do over here, we are going to create a spot to put the key, and then a spot to put the titles you see here. So we're going to use merge cells up here to combine that. Our title is going to go right in here, and then it's going to leave these 2 empty. So we're going to expand this, and I'm going to just expand this row altogether. So let's see. For this, we'll go with a show I'm working on currently, which is 12th Night. You can make this bigger, you can center it. It's not center, however you want. You can create your own key. You can type one up. For right now, I'm just going to copy paste the one I have currently and use. And you can also, by clicking this box up here, select the entire sheet and change things like the font, the size of the text, things like that. You can also change the way the text wraps. So here you have it wrap text, overflow, and clip. I prefer to wrap the text. We're just going to expand this until we can see every part of the key. I'm going to center this as well. Okay, moving on to the columns. So they're all going to be right here, and we're going to expand some of these and decrease some of these. So your line, you're going to want a pretty big column for that. And then, let's see. So I'm just going to create a little buffer row right here with merge cells, and then we'll go into creating our columns with character, page, line, note, and call for. And I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger. Now that we have that, we can move on to our conditional formatting. So you're going to go up to this E, select the entire column, go to Format, and then Conditional Formatting down at the bottom. What you can do is going to take you directly into creating a rule. You're going to apply to range, and you don't want to start all the way at the top. You want to go right beneath where your column starts. So we're going to go to E5. And if the cell contains, we're going to go with P for paraphrase. Here's the fill color button, and we're going to pick blue. So then for this entire row, all the way down, if you pick P, it's blue. So we'll just go through and add another one. You just have to select the entire row, so formatting, and then it'll pop up with the rules you already have. We're just going to do maybe one or two more. Again, you change this to 5, because then it would take any letter in there and change it to a different color, and you might not want it to change above where the column starts. So we're going to go down the line and go to I for inverted, and if the text contains I, change to orange. And then we'll just add one more for skipped word or line. So S, and then I normally like that one to be red. And you want to try and make sure your colors don't look too similar. The more notes you have, the more characters you have, it can get more difficult to see between the different colors. So I'm going to leave it that for the conditional format rules for this. So now we have those, you can put in P, I, or S, and it'll fill that box with that color. Makes it easier to see. You can tell what it is better because each time you put in that note, it'll change to that color. So that's your basic line note set up. You can change the formatting, you can change the font size. So if you want this to maybe be a little bit smaller, if you want this to be a bit bigger because it's the title, change where it is. That is up to you. It's whoever's creating the line notes. It's their creative choice. It's whatever works better for you. This is my way of creating line notes and what works best for me, but of course you can change and adjust to fit your needs.